Well, Melbourne Park has been a hive of activity for opening week 2026 so far, with more than 150,000 fans flocking to the precinct. They've had picture-perfect conditions, and we have another stellar lineup for you this evening with our arena showdown. It features the two-time defending champion Jannik Sinner, his opponent, the world number 7 Felix Auger-Aliassime, fresh off the best season of his career. After that, the high-octane action of the Red Bull baseline featuring 6 of the world's best, and it all culminates with the AO opening ceremony, the inaugural opening ceremony featuring none other than Roger Federer. He'll be alongside the likes of Andre Agassi, Leighton Hewitt and Pat Rafter, so very much looking forward to that. But first things first, Jannik Sinner and Felix Auger-Aliassime.
Charity. Please welcome to Rod Laver Arena from Canada, Felix Auger-Aliassime.
Good, how are you? Felix, as we know, the tournament doesn't start for a few days. This is just a practice match. Is there something today that the crowd can maybe look for that you're going to be working on during this match?
I don't know. I'll let you guess. I'll let you find out.
All right, it's up to the crowd. Have fun out there.
I can't reveal all my secrets.
Have fun.
And their opponent this evening, please welcome to Rod Laver Arena from Italy, Jannik Sinner.
Jannik, a lot of players are competitive in practice. Some are just out here to work on their game. Are you someone in these lead-up days to the Australian Open, are you trying to win every practice match you play, or are you just out here trying to work on different aspects of your game?
No, I think still a couple of days to go, so we try to have a good feel with the court. It's a bit breezy and windy today, so let's see what's coming, but I'm very happy to try out some things, and the score is quite secondary today, so all relaxed.
All right, have fun.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Rod Laver Arena for the final encounter in our series of exhibition matches, the AO opening week. There have been some stunning tennis, great crowds, enjoyable action all around. Red Bull baseline later tonight ahead of the opening ceremony tomorrow, and then action in the opening Grand Slam of 2026 getting underway on Sunday. David Colbert alongside the multiple Grand Slam semi-finalist Tim Henman. Welcome to you, Tim. Perfect day. A little breezy outside, not too bad inside here at Rod Laver Arena. It can swirl around a little bit, but we've had some great action in these exhibition matches, and we should enjoy this one as well. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me. It is great to be back. I haven't been to Melbourne Park in 8 years.
Really?
And
well, welcome back to you.
Yeah, I've been to Australia a few times in Sydney and Perth for the United Cup, but never made it back to Melbourne, so yeah, it's great to be back.
Guys,
if a little different.
Tiebreak sets, then a 10-point match tiebreaker, 1-all. All changes 7-9, 25 seconds between points, serve clocks around. Towels, you can take blue, Jannik, and white. Any questions? No. No questions. So we've got here AO and Mark. AO and Mark. Would you like to choose either Jannik or Felix? Jannik, all right. AO, so a big throw in the air. Nice. It's Mark. Serve, and just a photo facing this way, please. You white. White.
So Hunter Commons, the 10-year-old,
yeah.
tossing the coin there. Hunter is a young carer with an older brother who was born with a rare syndrome called Phelan-McDermott syndrome. PMS is a genetic deletion that causes global development delays, and his big brother requires full-time care and specialised support. So it's a great opportunity for Hunter to get some dedicated time for himself and a moment that's truly his, and wonderful to have young Hunter along. Of course, raising money today for the Australian Tennis Foundation. More on that throughout this encounter. So crowd filling in here as they do. They dash out earlier and experience everything that's been going on around the grounds here as we take a look at Felix Auger-Aliassime. 25-year-old had a breakout year last year, which is saying something because he did make the Grand Slam semi-final at the US Open in 2021, Tim, but he seemed to have a lot more consistent results last year, won 3 titles and had another Grand Slam semi-final, so it was a good year for him. Yeah,
absolutely, and he's someone that's been on the scene for quite some time, but struggled with injuries, had some knee problems, but as you referenced, the latter part of 2025, played some really good tennis, took the title in Brussels, final week of the year, got to the finals, the Masters 1000 in Paris. It gave him the opportunity to qualify for Turin, the ATP finals, and played some good tennis there, going down in the semi-finals to Carlos Alcaraz.
Shares a birthday with Roger Federer too, so they can have cake together, which is good. Jannik Sinner, the 24-year-old, has been the world #1, of course, now world #2. Won't like that. Has won, of course, the last 2 titles here at the Australian Open. 4-time Grand Slam champion. Lost just 6 times last year. What a performance and performer he is. Look down from the Melbourne CBD, the ballpark kids area in the foreground, Government House in the Yarra River, Melbourne Park, looking splendid as we count down to the opening of the Australian Open of 2026. Would have changed a little bit, Tim, since you were last here at the Australian Open. The opening week, 39, 40,000 every day this week, and the facilities just grows and gets better every year.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fantastic. I mean, it's not a 2-week event anymore. It's 3 weeks. And when I came on Monday to collect my accreditation,
2 minutes.
I walked into the facility and basically had very little idea as to where I was. I could see Rod Laver Arena and Margaret Court Arena, but the outside, so many additions to the infrastructure. It was 33,000 on Monday or whatever it was, but you know, such a good atmosphere for the qualifiers to have more and more people watching. Such a great opportunity to make the event more accessible and get people in to witness the best players in the world. So very impressed with what's been going on here in Melbourne.
And your first time in the bunker as well. Last few years here, we've been upstairs and great bird's eye view of the court, but this court down low on the left-hand side of the Sinner end here, perfect position to watch just their athleticism, ball striking, all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's you know, you feel like you're a part of the action, and I think to see the speed of the ball and the way that they're moving at the back of the court,
1 minute,
sliding in and out of the corners, I think that's what's so impressive. I've been involved in television for this event back in the UK, but to be back on site is just so much better. Get a better feel for the atmosphere, the conditions, get to talk to not only the players, the coaches, the agents, the families, and you get the suntan.
Particularly if you're out in the golf course, which I know you've managed to sneak out a couple of times.
Yeah, most definitely a golf addict that I am. I've never really played in Melbourne, so to have the opportunity of getting out to Kingston Heath, Royal Melbourne, and then yesterday it's National down on the Mornington Peninsula.
There'll be people in Melbourne that would be very envious of that. I've been fortunate to play at all of those, and they are as good as anywhere in the world. We're 100%. Very proud of them.
100%.
And that's, you know, there are others as well, so you'll have to tick a few more off as you get through the next 2 weeks. Ask for a late afternoon, evening schedule.
Pull a couple of sickies maybe. And,
well, you don't seem like that sort of guy. Very strong work ethic.
Not yet, not yet. First time for everything.
What are you expecting here? You know, it is an exhibition practice match, a final tune-up for both players?
Yeah, no, I think it's an opportunity, you know, really, especially for, you know, Sinner to, as the defending champion, get back out there on Laver Arena and go through the motions is the wrong way to describe it, but here every shot, get after your serve, moving around in what is a match environment. It's absolutely ideal, and likewise for Auger-Aliassime.
So we're raising funds, as we have done all week here, for the Australian Tennis Foundation. Proceeds from tonight help disadvantaged kids access free tennis programs, equipment and a safe place to connect through sport. Your support helps the Australian Tennis Foundation ensure every kid has the chance to play and belong. You can donate now at ausopen.com/ATF or via the QR code which is on the screen now. 5,000 rackets have been distributed to kids throughout the week. Seen a lot of them throughout the precinct. No better way to get involved than
Felix
for the youngsters to go home with a racket in their hands. There's the place that Tim Henman is staying during the tournament. He's got that entire facility to himself, and he just strolls across past the rectangular stadium into Melbourne Park. Doesn't quite get as far as the MCG. What a facility it is. Government House, that was. Ready to go. Sam Querrey's courtside with the umbrella because he's experienced the courtside position in the sunshine yesterday. Welcome to you, Sam. And like we saw yesterday, hard to beat what we saw with Carlos Alcaraz, but looking forward to seeing these two in action.
Absolutely. Carlos set the bar pretty high last night, and I'm more prepared today. I've got the sunglasses, got the umbrella going, day 4.1. I didn't get it till about 3-4 games in yesterday. But I'm going to expect Sinner to be pretty much flawless. I mean, last year, you know, minus 15, losing out on a couple Grand Slam finals. His year was as close to perfect as you could possibly get, and there's no reason to think he's not going to replicate a year like that or similar to it.
(30-15).
I think it's fairly safe to say that Auger-Aliassime is wearing orange. At the other end of the court, Sinner is wearing...
I'm going for mustard.
It's a mustard yellow. You're spot on.
Well, Felix looks like a highlighter.
That Jannik normally cuts the mustard, is that?
Well, there's some lines. I might leave some of them until a little later, see what happens. But I've got a range, I think.
Mustard.
Tennis fashion.
(40-30).
It's got a bit of a Dutch feel, hasn't it, Auger-Aliassime's outfit? I remember playing Richard Krajicek at Wimbledon and my mum turned up wearing orange. Wasn't a great choice, I didn't think.
It's a good opening service game for Felix. Could you rock the all-orange, do you think?
First game.
Not at Wimbledon.
No.
No, it probably wouldn't be my choice, but for the right fee, I guess I'd give it a...
Sam would look good in the all-orange.
Sam's looking good in his suit.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, guys. I could tell you I don't have this outfit that Felix is wearing at home in my wardrobe. But I like when the clothing companies come out with a little pop of color. I'm always a fan of the companies kind of throwing something exciting and loud out on their players.
The players don't usually wear their tournament outfit, do they, in the exhibition warm-up matches? I don't think we'll see Jannik in that. They normally save that for the tournament itself. What do you think?
You don't think?
You think that might be it?
I think this... Who knows?
Good news is
you don't normally bring match shirts that you're not going to wear on the match court, do you?
I think his company would probably just deliver them to his hotel.
Yeah, at times a company Nike could say, hey, wear this for these exhibition matches, and then when your first round match starts, we have this outfit.
I've seen a few reveals
from
various brands.
The good news, guys, is I get to ask him any question I want after the match. I might ask him if this is the match outfit.
Yeah. Ask him what Italian for mustard is.
He does have the matching shoes, so maybe that is his tournament fits.
And what happened to the socks?
Well, they match the swoosh. Sinner's a little bit like Alcaraz, and he's trying to find the next thing. We talked at the United Cup, Tim, about who else could challenge, and you had 1 and 2 every day for the entire year, Alcaraz and Sinner, to be the ones that are battling it out for the Grand Slam titles. Both of them have been working on something. Alcaraz, the serve. Sinner wants to come into the net a little more. And he lost 6 times last year, so if he improves, it's a danger to everybody else.
Well, most definitely. It's at their age and their stage of the career, you've always got to be looking to improve. And they're such good players, it's going to be marginal gains. But there's no doubt that Sinner can become more comfortable finishing the point at the net. And with all due respect, when you hit your ground strokes, as he does, you're going to get some pretty basic volleys.
Pretty complete package already, isn't it? Number 1 in serve, number 1 in return. That's a good starting point.
Yeah, most definitely. Physically, I think he's brought, more power to his game and his movement.
I think that last serve, too, that's a good sign. It's 15-30, and again, it's only practice, but going after a second serve tee as opposed to just hitting that kick serve in wide.
Game Sinner.
Draws out for the opening day of play on Sunday. Of course, the opening round spread out over 3 days with the Sunday start. Neither of these two in action on Sunday. Felix plays Nuno Borges of Portugal in the opening round, and Jannik Sinner takes on Hugo Gaston, who was out on court here having a practice session before these two arrived. Actually got hurried off. I think they were pretty keen to continue their session. Time was up.
No, there was a little argument out here at like 4:50, and like Gaston and Boutte would say, no, we have the court till 5, and like, we get it, but we've got a very important exhibition starting at 5. Maybe you can scurry off at 4:50. And I thought maybe a fight was going to break out between your Australian Open organizers and the two Frenchmen. Tim, did you ever play a Sunday match at a major? The first Sunday, I should say.
Yeah, I was going to say, I did play qualifying. No, I don't think so.
It's only been a relative, US Open first mover, or is it French?
They had it and then they got rid of it, and yeah, it's certainly at 3 of the 4 slams. I'm not sure it's going to come in at Wimbledon.
I feel like they started it at the other 3 slams maybe 10 years ago. Some players love the Sunday start. Some, if you lose on Sunday, you feel like you're out of the tournament before it's even started.
15-30.
Yeah, sometimes I think players like to get in that rhythm of day on, day off. And if you play on the Sunday, then sometimes you've got 2 days off, and that can almost upset your rhythm a little bit. Good example of the power on the Sinner forehand. Didn't have any pace to work with, but with those long levers, just crushes it cross court.
So Sinner, fast start here with a break of serve. Leads 2-1.
Sinner leads 2 games to 1.
Good opportunity to acclimatise to the conditions. The players talking, particularly Alexander Zverev a couple of nights ago, that once it gets a little later, sun off the court, comes quite heavy, hard to find a winner. Going to hit the ball hard enough with the penetration, but a little more fiery. Hasn't been that warm. It is going to get warm. Talked about a hot day in Sydney. Tim, 39 degrees next Saturday, not tomorrow. Middle weekend of the tournament scheduled for 39 degrees, although it is Melbourne, so it could be 19 rather than 39. Anything's possible.
Yeah, that's right. It does change pretty rapidly, but yeah, when that heat does get up, it's advantageous to be on those show courts where they can shut the roof.
Time.
Well, this was a little earlier. This is a hitter. Roger Federer ahead of the opening night tomorrow night. Andre Agassi, Pat Rafter, Leighton Hewitt. He actually, Novak Djokovic coming out to have a look. He's been a very popular man in the hallway here. Roger Federer on his return. He played a tiebreak against Casper Ruud, 7-2 in favour of Roger.
Yeah, I was out on the side of the court. He was making it look pretty effortless. Again, and great to give the fans an opportunity of seeing one of the all-time greats out on Rod Laver Arena.
I think tennis fans are just waiting for that Federer-Nadal global exhibition series, 10 cities over the course of 2 months, and I still feel like the two of them would sell out any arena anywhere in the world at any time.
Yep. I think you'll see that tomorrow night with the opening ceremony night. Crowded house playing, popular Australian act.
15.
One of their big hits is Don't Dream It's Over. Perhaps that might inspire Roger.
Some big hitting from Felix. You can hear the sound off Felix's forehand when you're down here. It's got a thumping echo to it, especially in this environment. It's not that loud down here, so you really get a sense of the contact and how hard both these players are hitting the ball.
Perhaps another example of Sinner trying to add a little variation to his game. Such an impressive ball striker, but showing nice feel with the drop shot there.
(40-15).
Jared Butler, the Hollywood movie star, filming a movie in the streets of Melbourne. If you walk down through the CBD late at night, it turns into New York, Tim. Popular location for filming US movies. That's nice. They take down all the Melbourne signs. They put up New York street signs. There's New York police cars. There's buses, all sorts of things. Turns into the streets of New York.
Nice to see Sinner at the net, but he'll be pretty disappointed with that forehand volley.
English guys love when players get to the net, huh, Tim? It's just like get so excited when someone hits a good crisp volley.
You have to be pretty excited. You don't see it too often.
You should get Wally Masur and John Fitzgerald talking about that. Todd, one of the great volleyers, Todd Woodbridge.
Cain, Sinner.
Consolidates the break. Kind of feel on these
events
it's the lower ranked player that might get more out of it than the higher ranked player. Is that a fair? I feel like for Alex de Minaur, you get a bit of a sense of what the challenge is, and for the top ranked player, it's a little more of a tune-up.
Yeah,
what do you think?
I understand the point you're trying to make, but I think in this instance for Jannik Sinner to have the opportunity as defending champion just to get out here with the crowd, and it's just absolute win-win. The result to him is certainly not the most important thing, but just to get those feet moving.
15.
But to your point as well, for the lower ranked player who doesn't get to see this court that often, you know, Felix is ranked highly enough where he's going to play out here a handful of times during the week if he continues to progress. But it's those guys that are ranked outside the top 50. Anytime you get to spend time on a Rod Laver or center court at the U.S. Open or Roland Garros, it's a big moment because the courts can feel much different.
Oh, nice work there. Yeah, it's a little uncharitable to describe Felix as a lower ranked player when you're number 7 in the world.
Showing some good skills at the net, great pickup, and that was a useful topspin lob, but beautifully dealt with.
Hey, Tim, what was the better shot, the half volley or the backhand smash?
Ooh, they were both good. Probably the backhand smash, I think.
(40 love). Cain, Auger-Aliassime.
So Felix holds. Sinner with the break, 3-2 in the opening set.
Sinner leads 3 games to 2.
Sam, Tim's just showing me the head-to-head record between Sam Querrey and Felix Auger-Aliassime. Do you recall? Tennis players have got a memory like elephants. They remember everything.
Wow.
I don't. Because Tim brought it up, I'm gonna guess it's not great.
No, it's just more the experience of playing. When was it?
It was on grass. Tennis players have selective memories.
Okay, selective memory.
We remember the good bits. Stuttgart 2021, I think it was, Sam.
That's right. You know what happened? Semi-finals. Yeah. And the winner of that tournament got a car, brand new Mercedes-Benz. It was up in the corner, and that made me nervous. I remember how much I didn't even want to win the tournament. I just wanted to say I won a car. And Felix got me in 2 maybe tight sets, 5 and 4.
That's correct.
But I remember it not actually being that close.
Well, it's been a nice start so far for Jannik Sinner. Jannik, I can't help but feel like there's something missing out here. You caught a plane with him. You played the 1-point slam with him. Where's Carlos tonight? Are you missing him?
No, at times it's also good without Carlos, to be honest. No, I'm enjoying my time here. It's great to have some crowd. Thanks for coming. It's you make us feel very appreciated. Yeah, I mean, these are just, you know, these kind of practice matches are still important for us, you know, trying to get used to the conditions. Today is a bit breezy. It's changing a bit, so, you know, we have to be careful with our game styles. But again, I'm happy to be here, trying out a couple of things, and hopefully be ready for the main event, not only for the 1-point slam.
Well, your idol, Roger Federer, was out here earlier today. A full house. Have you caught up with Roger? Do you get to have a practice with him, perhaps?
No, I saw him in the locker room. I was doing some media and stuff, so I haven't seen a lot, but I've seen some great highlight reels. Yeah, it's always him. So it's great. It's great to see him. It's great that, you know, that he's still around, and you know, it's very, very nice.
And just finally, also nice to see in your box, Darren Cahill, of course, a great Australian. We didn't think we'd get to see him this year. Yeah, round of applause for Darren. But he's back and we love it. How important is he to you?
Yeah, he's very important for all of us. Thanks to him, I have a little bit more support, you know, especially here playing in Australia. But it's great, you know. He's important for all of us, for the whole team. He's like a second father for me, so it's great to have kind of a team member, but also family member here. So, but let's get back to tennis. I try to play some tennis now.
Go and make Dad proud, Jannik.
He's his own production manager, producer. Jannik, wrap up the interview. Time to play some tennis. It's interesting, Darren Cahill, he did his best to try and wriggle out of 2026, but convinced to come back for one more year.
Don't blame him.
Right, I think maybe if Jannik was ranked 90 in the world, maybe we wouldn't see him here right now, but Darren's a part of history at this point. You know, how good can Jannik Sinner be? And it's nice to see Darren Cahill hopefully along for that ride for a long time.
We're looking for a third consecutive Australian Open. It's only been done 3 times in the men's side. Jack Crawford in the 30s, Roy Emerson, he won 5 in a row. And then Novak, who did it twice, 2011, 12 and 13, and then 19, 20 and 21. Five players on the women's side have been able to achieve that feat. But to be able to do it twice in a row, to do it once, extraordinary. To do it twice in a row and then have the chance to do it 3 times in a row, to be at your best at the same time, survive the 2 weeks of intense competition. From this angle, Tim, you really appreciate how acute the angles are on a shot like that. You wonder, how do you pull that off?
Yeah, and this is such a good angle because the ball's down the middle. He doesn't have the angle to work with, but getting that forehand into play at every opportunity. Auger-Aliassime, good racket head acceleration. Auger-Aliassime a long way back for this second serve.
Well, the drop shot was good. Felix had the wheels to get there.
40-30.
Yeah, got there in time, but really didn't do enough with the slice backhand. A long way back, Auger-Aliassime uses that athletic ability. This is the shot. That is way too short, way too central, punished by Sinner.
Well, we talked about him wanting to work on that transition to the net, working for him. Leads 4-2.
And you wonder, we've seen Sinner toss in a couple drop shots now in this match. If he's maybe taking a page out of Carlos Alcaraz's book, right? We know he's probably got the best drop shot in tennis. It's effective, and Sinner can pull off the same shot as we've already seen a few times.
And Sam, when you hit your ground strokes as hard as Sinner, you obviously know that there are times when your opponent has to retreat to give themselves more time. Therefore, it opens up the forecourt.
Exactly. Sinner's, I mean, on the forehand and backhand side, it's so punishing. So even if you're watching down here in practice, Felix, if they get into a baseline rally, he'll naturally kind of be pushed back, and that'll open up the drop shot for Sinner.
Oh. Love 15. $15 all. $15-30.
Wasn't bad from both players, was it, Sam?
I was just going to say that you can't hit a volley much better than that. So if you're Felix, you pull it off, you say, well, how am I supposed to beat this guy? Luckily, they don't have to play each other in the first round of this event, but that's just good tennis from both players, like you said.
Nice change up on the first serve, using a slower kicker serve to get Sinner out of the court, and a short return on the backhand, taking it down the line.
$40-30.
Some entertaining stuff in that service game. Felix holds. Sinner leads 4-3.
Sinner leads 4-3.
Felix enjoyed what was going on in that service game, that's for sure. Shot making extraordinary. Saw that from Alcaraz last night. We've seen some good battles here. Zverev and Musetti, they just played the one set. They were out here for an hour and 20 minutes. That was enough for them. Novak yesterday against Tiafo, who brought an extravagant water bottle with him. It required 2 hands to lift. Carlos Alcaraz straight sets over Alex de Minaur. McCartney Kessner getting a good win over Amanda Nisimova.
Turn.
Felix, an atmosphere like this is kind of new to players pre-tournament. How fun is it to come out here in front of a sold-out Rod Laver and the tournament hasn't even started yet?
Yeah, it's amazing. Honestly, in the locker room, it felt like I was starting the tournament somehow. Packed crowd on Rod Laver. I mean, it's great. Great initiative from the tournament. I mean, I think the players enjoy it, the teams enjoy it. You know, we can still kind of discuss with our teams and talk and you know, try some new things before the tournament starts.
You got married at the end of last season, so congratulations first on that. You also played your best tennis late in the season, right before the marriage, right after the marriage. Is that the reason you're playing so great right now?
Yeah, the only reason. Should have got married sooner, right?
Yeah. Smart man. All right, get back out there. Have fun.
Dangerous territory.
That there just emphasises the challenge when you're playing against Sinner. Such a good rally from Auger-Aliassime, powerful ground strokes corner to corner, but just not making any impression on Sinner.
Love.
Definitely some Wimbledon whites there.
Love. Let's visit.
Certainly got there in plenty of time, Sinner.
Game Sinner.
So Sinner with that service break of Aliassime in the third
Sinner
game.
leads 5 games to 3.
Into a 5-3 lead.
Se lui tira lungolinea col dritto, ritorna lungolinea. Prova qualcuno. Se lui tira lungolinea di dritto, tu ritorna col rovescio lungolinea. Se ce l'hai questo game qua.
How's Darren's Italian go, do you know? Just sits there when that conversation takes place and asks for a translation afterwards.
Didn't look like he contributed much then, but you don't really need to say too much when your players performing like this. That time Auger-Aliassime getting rewarded for a good volley. Closed the net down well and knocked off the forehand.
Great shot from up there of the vast expanse of Rod Laver Arena. Court, of course, dimensions don't change, but the space around the court is so much different to many other venues.
$30-15.
When Sinner gets a look at that second serve, he's trying to take time away from his opponent. Up on the baseline, short backswing, straight back at Auger-Aliassime's feet.
$40-30.
So practice match, yes, exhibition, but this is where it's a great experience in the lead up to a tournament, serving to stay in it under pressure.
Yeah, and Auger-Aliassime using the change up there, the kick first serve. He got the short reply, but wouldn't expect to miss that forehand.
Advantage, Auger-Aliassime.
the other experience for both players at this time of day is the shadow that creeps across the court can be a little difficult. Novak got a little frustrated with it yesterday. Hat was on, hat was off. Approaching 6 o'clock local time here in Melbourne. They have reduced the day sessions here back to 2 matches after we've had some long ones over the last few years with 3 that have caused delays in the evening session, which starts at 7 p.m. So most days at this time there won't be play on this court.
Advantage, Auger-Aliassime. Cain, Auger-Aliassime.
Felix holds serve. Sinner will serve for this opening set.
Sinner leads 5 games to 4.
It's time for 200 fans to experience the
A lot going on the sit down for the players' tournaments these days. The PA, the screens around the court. Have to be able to switch off. Put yourself in your own little world.
And certainly make sure that you're hydrated when you're playing in an environment like this. It can get unbelievably hot out there. Keep those fluid levels up.
Jimmy, talking about hydration and need to keep the fluids up, that's the standard method of operation. Jannik Sinner. This was yesterday. Have a look at this. That is a receptacle.
That actually might be part of his strength and conditioning program.
Well, he took the shirt off too, just to flex up as he took hold of that thing. Like, that is serious, isn't it? That is hydration.
Tim, you're spot on. It's part of his kind of program now. He's trying to drink and make a conscious effort to drink a gallon of water a day. Francis started it in the off season. And instead of trying to fill up multiple water bottles, he just gets a gallon bottle and makes sure when it's done, he's done his job.
We could extend a garden hose out there for him, Sam, and he could just drink straight from that. Just turn the tap on.
But then you don't know if you're getting your gallon. If you got the bottle like that, you know what a gallon is.
15 love.
And he's getting the workout with the arms at the same time. Killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
Never seen anything like it in all my days.
Get a long match and you've got to keep lifting that at the change of ends. I can feel a bit of bicep cramp coming on.
Oh.
Auger-Aliassime has had a great last 6 months, moving back into the top 10. But for me, that's the one area of weakness. It's the one area that players will attack onto the backhand side, just not as secure as others.
Now that last forehand miss, I feel like if this was a real match, maybe could have taken that ball a little closer to the line, probably would have hit it a little harder, but because it's an exhibition, sometimes a player in this scenario, you'd almost feel bad if you took a hard one right at center.
Again, first
It's a composed Sinner, isn't it? 45 minutes.
6 games to 4.
Takes the opening set 6-4. Took the 1 service break in the 3rd service game, and other than that, it was measured but enough. The flashes of absolute brilliance, consistency, all of which you would come to expect from the 2-time champion. I'd like to see that service percentage up a little, but the points won on both the first and, of course, the second serve. Most
yeah,
impressive.
it's a stark contrast there, isn't there? 82% of second serve points won for Sinner and just a third for Auger-Aliassime.
When you look at stats, usually points won on second serve, whether that's your own serve or you're returning, usually the guys ranked in the top 10 in the world lead that stat. And for Sinner right there, 82% points won on second serve. He's going to win the tournament if he keeps up that stat throughout the course of the 2 weeks.
Time.
City of Melbourne ready to host the world's best. And the tens and hundreds of thousands of visitors that will stream through the gates here over the next 2 weeks. The opening
Second
Grand
set.
Slam of 2026.
Auger-Aliassime to 7.
Final of our charity exhibition matches. 2-time defending champion Jannik Sinner in command here, opening set 6-4.
Love 15.
I like the fact that Auger-Aliassime is continuing to move forward. That, unfortunately, was not a good enough backhand volley, giving Sinner plenty of time to run it down. Too good. Corner to corner.
It must be so frustrating for not just Felix, but all players. For the last 2 points that Felix played were great points. Right? He's going out there saying, I just played 2 phenomenal points and I'm down love 30.
So what does he do next, Sam? Has he got a...
I was going to ask you that, Tim, because I don't have an answer.
I beat you too. I don't have the answer either.
You hope that Sinner misses. Usually hope isn't a great answer, but sometimes that's all you can do.
Well, then you sort of say to yourself, well, I've got to be more aggressive and you've got to take more risk, but then are the unforced errors going to flow? It's very difficult.
All right, that's the toughest part when you're playing Sinner and Alcaraz. They force you to go out of your comfort zone, and usually that's not a great sign for a player.
15-14.
Under pressure in the opening service game here for Felix Auger-Aliassime.
Nicely done.
And those are the kind of tough shots you got to execute if you're going to take out a Sinner and Alcaraz. It's break point down, backhand back behind him. That's a big time shot in a somewhat stressful situation. I know it's only practice, but this is the closest thing to you can get to kind of replicate a real match. And I got to say, in the stadium, it has the feeling of a real match. There's some intensity down here. I feel like there's some pressure. The crowd is quiet as if it is a quarterfinal of this event. So it's kind of like Felix said, when the guys were looking in the locker room, you see this place full. It feels like the tournament started already.
Leighton Hewitt talked about that yesterday. A lot of experience on both sides of the court, so it's not as though they're first time at the rodeo, but just practicing the schedule. What do you do during the day? How you fuel yourself, the call time, all of that. Good effort here for Felix to save 2 break points and escape here. Opening service game, the second set.
Advantage, Auger-Aliassime.
Tim, do you feel like that's one of the biggest differences today compared to me 15 years ago? The second serve, it seems like the guys throw it around the box equally at 110 miles an hour. Maybe if you went to early 2000s, most guys hit the second serve kick to the player's backhand at about 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, I think for the better players, Sam, I think the better players in this day and age, second serve, they're prepared to use it as more of a weapon. I think there's also a lot of players where the second serve just starts the point these days, and that is very, very attackable. Whereas I think in the sort of early 2000s, when their courts were a little bit quicker and there were still people serving and volleying behind the second serve, then you had to be, as aggressive and pinpoint with your accuracy.
Let's first serve.
And then at the other end of the court, I think the way players return serve is so different now. I think there are way more options of players dropping back in the court, giving themselves more time. And sometimes I'm surprised people don't take the opportunity of serving and volleying when your opponent is so far behind the baseline.
Long opening game, saved a couple of break points. And Felix opens the account in the second set. Draw has been made for the opening Sunday. Felix Auger-Aliassime will take on the Australian Adam Walton in the second night match here on Rod Laver Arena. And Arena Sabalenka, two-time champion, last year's runner-up, will open proceedings in the night session on Rod Laver against Frenchwoman Tiansu Makatamanga Rajana. Playing for France at the United Cup. Chris Stubbs has made his way over to the Sinner camp and is with Darren Cahill.
Darren, talking to Jannik a little earlier, referring to you again as his second dad, and he's grateful to have you back in the box again this year. Is it a sign that you still felt there was more to achieve with him?
Well, he's only 24 years of age, so a lot more to achieve for him going forward, but at some point I'll stop coaching, but he's a pleasure to work with, so it's an honour to stay with him for a little bit longer.
There's been a lot of talk about his direction in trying to move forward to the net. Is that something that you've really focused on even in this match tonight?
Yeah, he had a good 3-week pre-season in Dubai. We got a couple of weeks extra off, which was really valuable to us, his team, to try to prepare him and also give him the rest between last season and this season. So that was great for us. But I think it's a natural evolution of his game is to find different ways to finish points. So transitioning to the net more and becoming more comfortable with that. And I think we've seen it a few times with a couple of serve volleys. Also playing a few more drop shots and some variation on the speed and the spin of his shots. So all of that is just growing as a player, and he seems to be getting better at it. And this match is great for us, you know, playing in front of, we've got 13,000, 14,000 people here, and getting these match conditions and getting a feel for what it's going to be like in a couple of days is really valuable for him. And we're really happy with how he looks today. He's playing well.
Speaking of always improving, you're Italian. How is it going?
Absolute shite. So
how do you say that in Italian?
Yeah, I do know how to say it, actually. I'm not sure I could get away with it, but it's improving a little bit where I understand a little bit of what they're saying, but I can't actually verbalize anything. But the Italian language is a great language. It's expressive, so I enjoy watching the Italians talk to each other because the finger movements, the head roll back, all the stuff that you get with the Italians is wonderful. But my Italian is rubbish.
The whole tennis world is encapsulated, I think, by the rivalry, but now it seems like it's gone from respect to a genuine friendship. The amount of time they've spent together in the last even just 10 days, I mean, that was unthinkable back in the day, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess so, but if you go back to the old Aussie-American generation of Laver, Hode, Rosewool, Gonzalez, those types of players, they used to hang out together, used to drink together, and they travelled together. So I don't think it's unthinkable in the sense. We've been through the golden age of tennis with Roger, Rafa and Novak and Andy, and that generation was amazing for what it was. And this one's a little bit different, and these two guys are trying to carve out their own niche. And Carlos and Jannik, whilst they're not hanging out and playing golf and going to dinner together, there is a great respect for the person each other are and also what they're trying to accomplish in the sport. So it's a very healthy rivalry for sure.
Darren, grazie and ciao.
Grazie.
15 love.
There we go. We got the answer about how much Italian he speaks. In a typical Australian fashion, Tim.
Yeah. I thought Darren summed it up very well.
Well, he was so quick off the mark there. In or out? Out. Looked like it might have been in. Hard to see over the net from this angle, but he was onto it straight away.
Didn't miss by much.
Just travelled wide.
And I think if this was a friendly practice match out on court 13, Felix probably would have given it to him.
The Sinner movement, Tim, is so fascinating to watch. He's relatively tall, 6'3", 191, but the long legs, he just sort of gets from side to side, in and out.
Yeah, had lots of options here and chose the right one with Auger-Aliassime closing in tight on the net. But yeah, as you say, all these players, their movement, the way they're able to maintain that open stance, slide in and out of the corners is just incredible to watch. You talked about that line call, Sam. Who were the bad practice line callers?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Any of the Americans that used to forget that on the line that was in?
No, the American guys, it was the Brits, from what I remember, that used to call them pretty tight in practice.
Well, there was only one, so that must mean Murray.
You know what, for the most part, I've been retired for 3 years, but on the men's side, almost every guy would practice with anyone. The line calls were pretty fair. You know, Andy Roddick would, I wouldn't say he would cheat, he would call him tight. He wanted to win every, and you probably know this, Tim, he wanted to win every practice set, every baseline game, anything you went onto the court for a practice situation, he wanted to win it. So I'll just say he wasn't giving you any calls, but he wasn't cheating you.
Calling's binary, isn't it? He called them pretty tight.
He called them tight, but I'll say he called them fair.
That's a contradiction right there, isn't it? That was pretty tight on the backhand drop shot, just clipping the top of the net.
And that's not what the other players want to see. You don't want to see a guy like Jannik Sinner making improvements in his game. He only lost 6 times last year. Last thing these guys need is for Jannik and Carlos to widen the gap even more.
And moving on from line calling, Sam, who were the really good practice players? Were there guys that you never beat in practice because they played so well, or were there people that were terrible in practice?
Honestly, Nadal was not a fun guy to practice with. He hit every ball so hard in practice, and he, you know, because he was rough, you kind of felt like he would dictate the drills that you were doing or things, and it just, you would leave the practice after 90 minutes to 2 hours and felt like you just went through war.
Couple of tight service games for Auger-Aliassime. Survives 2-1.
But for the most part, you look, you know, a Diego Schwartzman, Dominique Thiem, a lot of guys that, you know, you wanted to play with guys that gave you a good rhythm. So if there were specific things you were working on in your game, you know, oh, if I practice with this guy, I know he's going to give me a lot of backhands cross court, or I know he's going to make a lot of returns so I can practice my serve and volley.
So what about you, Tim? ask you the same question.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking, and you know, Sam's absolutely right. You want that rhythm, and I was lucky enough to practice with Sampras a lot in my early days, and you'd get rhythm, but he was a terrible practice match player. I mean, he would lose consistently, but he was just so uninterested in the result. It was about him getting a feel for the racket on the ball, the pace of the court, the conditions, the movements, and then when he got out on the match court, there was definitely 4 or 5 more gears.
It's almost like a Pete Sampras would give you false hope. Like, all right, I just took out Sampras 3-3 in practice. Things are looking good, but I think you said it best, Tim. He didn't care in practice. He was just worried about him getting the string tension right, getting the feel of the ball, and that's it.
Which is exactly what Carlos Alcaraz is doing. He'll be in action. Second matchup, opening night, Rod Laver Arena on Sunday, up against the Australian Adam Walton. Looking to complete the career Grand Slam.
Bravo indeed.
15 love.
Auger-Aliassime acknowledging this backhand down the line from Sinner. Back behind, right into the corner.
They've talked about it. We heard Darren Cain talk about it, the drop shot wanting to be added, and that will have everyone's attention in the locker room, no doubt.
And I actually just looked over at Darren Cahill after that perfectly executed drop shot from Sinner. There's a pretty big smile on his face. That's to say, all right, I think we found another level in Jannik.
Big smile from Sinner as well.
Darren saying that's the one I taught him.
He gets all the credit.
14 love.
We talk about Darren so much, and he's also got Simone Vagnozzi on the coaching badge with him as well as he had for many years. The two of them almost work in tandem together, and it's been such a great, you can almost say trio over the last few years.
Jannik liked that one. You know, the reality of a Grand Slam tournament these days is the ticket prices once the tournament starts for a seat here on Rod Laver Arena is expensive, but the opening week's been such an affordable opportunity for the fans to come out and see their favourite players, and a lot of the kids and the fans have put a lot of work into their outfits, signs, t-shirts.
Love 30.
This is so good for Jannik. It's tough to be really aggressive with your legs like he's doing here. You're running forward, but then you have to have the soft hands on top of it. So it's aggressive with the feet, hands, or excuse me, soft hands with the upper body. It's a difficult contrast to pull off, and Sinner does it beautifully on that last shot.
It's only practice, but you can feel the pressure just on Auger-Aliassime. Relentless from Sinner. 3 break point opportunities for a set and a break.
$15.40.
He's had the 2 break points in his opening service game. Still has 1 more to go here.
That time Auger-Aliassime getting great depth on the approach shot. Sinner not able to do so much with the pass, and then you get more comfortable forehand volley. It's done well again. Auger-Aliassime staying in that rally under the barrage from Sinner.
Certainly did. That was 6 or 7 pretty cleanly struck ground strokes from Sinner, and Felix about 7 to 9 feet behind the baseline did a good job of just getting them back deep enough where Jannik couldn't put the next one away.
Works so hard to get back from love 40 to deuce, and then can see what he thought about this second serve.
More than one occasion, Sinner's had the opportunity to break here, and they've been able to find the winner at the right moment. A couple of times he's had an open court.
Advantage Auger-Aliassime. Game.
4 break points saved. And Felix celebrates the small win, leads 3-2.
Auger-Aliassime leads 3 games to 2.
Perhaps a little hay fever or a little runny nose from Felix. He's got a big container of tissues there.
Time.
Hour and 17 minutes we've been in operation here on Rod Laver Arena. Encounters, you get a feeling at some point they decide that they've had the required experience that they need. Sinner would have loved to have broken serve there to get him closer to the finish line. Two sets standard tiebreaker, and if they need a third, they go to a match tiebreaker. Sinner serving 2-3. Okay, so I think we came in with we want to work on a drop shot. I think we put a tick in that box.
A very large tick. It's not only trying the drop shot, it's the execution. It has been absolutely immaculate from Sinner.
And he's utilizing it at the right times. That last rally, he waited, and his decision-making on when to use the drop shot has basically been perfect this entire match.
Just puts such doubt into his opponent's mind, doesn't it? Heaviness of his ground strokes forces the opponent deep, and then the drop shot is just brutal.
Auger-Aliassime worked so hard to get through that service game, saved the break points, and then 90 seconds later you feel like he's going to be serving again.
It's always fun to see how players react when they don't convert a handful of break points, like Sinner didn't on that last game. Think, all right, is that going to affect their next service game? Well, Sinner's answering that question so far. It's 40 love in about 60 seconds.
(40-15). That's the set.
I might have spoke too soon, guys.
Yeah, it's a couple of strong points from Auger-Aliassime, but Sinner's given him such a nice, comfortable cushion. Gets those first points under his belt in a service game. 40 love, back to 40-30, but don't think there's any panic just yet.
Game, Sinner, Evils, please.
So Sinner holds 3-all.
3 games
after taking that first set 6-4. New balls, new racket. Both players. Jannik looks like he might have a 7 p.m. appointment. Keen to get on with it. Just suffocating, isn't it, the way he plays, the power, the depth, the positioning of the ball, all of it combined, every point.
And Jannik, even more so than Carlos, doesn't give you as many free points. Carlos occasionally can spray a handful of forehands. If Sinner misses one, he's right back at it the next point. If you never get back-to-back unforced errors from the guy.
Talked about the new balls. Sometimes the new balls can favour the server. Get it to skid through the court a little bit quicker, but Sinner has counteracted that with a couple of quick-fire returns of his own. More pressure on Auger-Aliassime's serve. It's only an exhibition, but Sinner was trying pretty hard as he moved across the baseline there, running down that backhand. They have an 8 o'clock reservation at the local Italian.
And that right there is such a great use of the off-speeder. Felix can hit that first serve as hard as almost anyone on tour. So for Jannik, he's assuming that's coming. He's going to split step, be ready for the fast serve. And when Felix throws in the low kicker, then Sinner's forced to just use his hands and work with the hands on a ball that's above his shoulders. It's a difficult shot to execute. And then Felix goes right back to the fastball and jams him. That's a good job of really mixing up your speeds and locations from Felix.
Use.
He's had 6 breakpoint opportunities in this set so far, Sinner. Most of them have come through his own brilliance. This one, a little bit of luck, a lot of luck.
You're Felix, you're looking over there saying, you're the defending champion, you're constantly ranked 1 or 2 in the world, and now you're getting the luck too?
He served well in the big points that he's needed to. Those break point opportunities that Sinner's been able to accumulate in this second set. So another escape for Felix Auger-Aliassime, leads 4-3.
Auger-Aliassime leads 4 games to 3.
Do notice the conditions change when the sun disappears. A little flatter out on court.
Time.
Four-time Grand Slam champion, twice here at the Australian Open. Naomi Osaka with her team in the gym. Facilities underneath Rod Laver Arena for the players are superb. She will take on Antonia Ruzic, Croatia, in her opening encounter. From our vantage point here, Sam, getting a little dark here at Rod Laver Arena. The sun's gone down, but the lights haven't come on.
They got to put some money in the meter or something.
I'll say it's nice down here right now with the sun.
The sun. You've been able to put your umbrella down.
Right, the side of the stadium that I'm on, they've maybe got 10 more minutes of sun to deal with. It's starting to creep back out right now, but the temperature is beautiful. The wind is gone. You remember earlier today it was windy and swirly. I thought maybe they'd close the roof for this exhibition. They kept it open, and it's been perfect, but this is the best time of day to play down here in Melbourne.
13.
Well, another dominant service game for Sinner. 4-all.
4 games all.
If you're a fan of Cluedo, there is a touch of Colonel Mustard in Rod Laver with the tennis racket going on here with Sinner. Just so dominant.
Playing with so much freedom, again up 40 love and just taking that forehand on. Yeah, that's a pretty fair reflection. Sinner's dominance on the forehand side, 12 winners to 3.
Not 15. 15 all. Fifteen 30.
He makes that shot look so routine. Right? Pretty good pickup from Auger-Aliassime deep in the court, and Jannik just goes over. It felt like he could have hit that backhand cross court or down the line.
I was also going to say that Auger-Aliassime could look to get in a little bit tighter behind his serve if he's going to use the serve and volley. His serve is fast, so it takes a bit of time away, but the half volley was kind of just behind the service line.
Guys don't know how to serve and volley today, Tim. Right?
I'd have to agree with you there.
They're just trying to figure it out as they go.
Yeah, they sort of serve and then run to the net and worry about the next shot.
40-30.
Tomorrow night, we got Pat Rafter on this arena. He should be showing us some. I'm sure he can still serve and volley.
I should hope so with his ground strokes.
Let's listen.
I will take this opportunity of thanking Pat because he was the one that organised my golf the last 3 days.
You owe him.
So
you've played 3 of the great courses.
I certainly have. Pat Rafter would have been happy with those volleys.
Yes. Advantage Auger-Aliassime. Cain.
Well, one big takeaway will be the serve on the important points for Felix Auger-Aliassime. Hold serve leads 5-4.
Auger-Aliassime leads 5 games 2-4.
Didn't have to defend any break points on that service game, which was a relief. He's already saved 7. 0 and 7 for Sinner. Break point opportunity. He's been so dominant on serve. Now you can have to serve to stay in this set, otherwise we go to a 10-point match tiebreaker. Tim, your 7 p.m. appointment will mean you might have to exit soon.
Yeah, they're waking up back home in the UK, so might not get to see the end of this, but it's certainly been a very good encounter. Sinner has been, as you would expect, timing the ball beautifully from the back of the court, showing great variation. Auger-Aliassime has been working hard. He will have certainly got a swift workout. There we are.
Great spot to watch.
So good.
It's an hour and 37 minutes here on Rod Laver Arena. And Sinner serving to stay in this. He's been so dominant on serve, hasn't been able to make the most of the 7 breakpoint opportunities he's had on Auger-Aliassime's serve.
Love 15. Oh.
It really has been a drop shot exhibition from Sinner, and I will be fascinated to see whether he can then implement this into the important moments of the match play. He's been absolutely faultless on drop shot. Variation, that time going cross-court into the forehand side of Auger-Aliassime, sometimes going inside out. Hugely impressive. Doesn't miss too many of those.
Bravissimo come muovi la palla, perfetto. Bravo.
If your coach says bravo, that's a good thing, isn't it?
I think so.
Oh.
Again, Sinner from the back, suffocating.
Oh.
palla sulla prima di servizio? Sì, dai.
So after saving 7 break points on his own serve across 3 service games, all of a sudden Felix Auger-Aliassime's got a set point here. Unexpected turn of events.
And Felix has stepped his game up in the last 4 or 5 minutes. He's been the one dictating a little bit, a little more RPMs on both sides of the ball, and here's got a set point.
Which he takes, and he gets the set. We're off to a deciding 10-point match tiebreaker, 6-4. Tim Henman, thank you for your time. You actually have a 7 o'clock appointment that you can't get out of, so you've got some other duties. So
yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a great couple of sets. I think, you know, slightly unexpected for Auger-Aliassime to get into the 10-point tiebreak, but nice way to finish proceedings.
Look forward to seeing you around across the tournament. So thank you to you. Sam, you're not allowed to go anywhere.
Hey, what if I said I have something to do too?
Then I feel for the audience.
I'm here for the long haul, don't you worry.
An hour 44 minutes. It's longer than most of the matches have gone for. We did have a 2-hour plus one last year with Alcaraz and De Minaur.
I'm sure Sinner's fine with this. Look, he didn't play any warm-up tournaments. He did play that massive exhibition with Alcaraz in South Korea. So for Sinner, this is great for him. He's kind of testing the lungs a little bit, seeing where he's at physically. I don't think anyone thought he had an issue physically, but I think it always helps when you get to go out and practice a somewhat real-life scenario like this before the event actually starts for him in 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, and a good opportunity here with the match tiebreaker, the 10-pointer.
Time.
We're off to a 10-point match tiebreaker here. We've given Tim Henman a leave of absence. Some important rehearsals for the tournament for him at 7 p.m.
Match tiebreaker.
Sam Querrey's still here, of course, courtside. Can do some heavy lifting. Not that you haven't been a valuable contributor already, Sam. But
right. Tim, he missed a production call at 12:30. Now he's bowing out early on us before the 10-point tiebreaker. Like we're all just carrying the team here.
Talking during that sit down that good experience here for both players. A bit of a shootout for the 10-point match tiebreaker. Hour 46. It's been a good workout for both of them. Neither of them are on the schedule for Sunday.
This is nice for these guys too. A lot of times players aren't actually able to book a court for 2 consecutive hours, especially in these days leading up to the tournament. There's so many players. They'll usually give you a slot for an hour. You might get to hit for a second hour, but it might be off-site. Sinner, on the other hand, he probably doesn't have trouble booking a court for 2 straight hours, but most players do.
3-0, Sinner.
Lights around the top of the Rod Laver Arena now on.
Sinner.
Well out.
Clearly out, right? I was just going to say, they just put that up on the Jumbotron. Crowd can't believe it. That's one of those volleys, you'd almost say it's a good miss. Look at that. Technically, it's perfect. Just missed it by millimeters. And the margin of error with the replay is within millimeters. So there's a chance maybe that ball caught the line had they recalibrated the system, let's say, today.
He gets on the board first. Service point 1 from Felix, down 2.
Sinner.
You love to see Felix going after these shots, though. You know, it's a tiebreaker, but you want to see players go after their shots in the biggest moments, and that's exactly what Felix is doing. The previous point came to the net, missed the volley by a millimeter. That forehand there, that's the ball to hit. And if that's a forehand that's going to land in, then we're going to start talking about Felix as a guy that could possibly contend at some of these majors. See him in the semifinals in New York. Made it to a couple quarterfinals, but can he make that next step, make the final, and battle guys like Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz?
Sinner. Sinner. Let's first.
6-1 He's had a finger in the dike, hasn't he, for most of this set. Felix Auger-Aliassime, 7 break points saved during irregular play. But this has quickly gone south.
Just 7-3 Sinner.
Almost at the finish line, Sam. Takeaways from this. Felix has been good at hanging in there. Certainly serving in all of those break points saved in the second set has been a plus, and for Sinner, the drop shot's been the standout.
Yeah, I think both guys are going to be very happy with how they've played the last 2 hours. Said Felix done a good job of fending off break points. First serve looks good as always. The Sinner side, that drop shot is something he includes in his matches next week and the week after. He's going to have a good look at having a three-peat here down in Melbourne.
(9-3) Sinner.
So we'll have a change of ends. I don't think there'll be too much delay. Both players 1 hour 55 minutes. 6 match points. Sinner in search for three-peat in Melbourne is good to go.
6-4, 4-6,
just under 2
10-4.
hours. Takes the tie-break pretty comfortably in the end. But the defending champ is ready. Perfect hit out, great conclusion to the exhibition component of the opening week. Red Bull baseline on tonight as well to round things off ahead of the opening ceremony tomorrow night. Mixed doubles exhibition tomorrow afternoon. A bit to take out of that for both players. Set a piece. Sam Querrey's moved on to the court, currently with Jannik Sinner.
Jannik, players are so used to practicing on the smaller courts outside. How nice is it to come in here in front of a sold-out Rod Laver Arena and play a practice match that felt pretty real before the actual tournament gets started in a few days?
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't get any better. You know, it's the best preparation a player can have. It's nice to share the court with Felix. We are good friends. You know, also off the court, we have played some great matches, especially in the end of the year, facing each other in Grand Slams in the biggest stages, and having this kind of feeling also in practice sessions without you would not be possible. So thanks for coming. Thanks for enjoying some tennis. Of course, today was a good day because, you know, great feedback. You know, we can work still on a couple of things, and but general feeling was really good today. So let's see what's coming now in the main event.
As far as your outfit goes, will this be the outfit that you're wearing starting in a few days, or is this a pre-tournament outfit?
I don't know if I can say it, you know.
I guess I want to know, do you have any input on your Nike outfits? Are you in the design room, or are you just good with whatever they send you?
Yes and no. I have, next year I have a little bit more of a saying of the colors, let's call it like this. So, but I'm still, you know, I'm very happy to wear these outfits. You know, I know there's a lot of process behind, so I have also, you know, a different outfit. This is the day session outfit. I have a night session outfit, so I hope I can wear both. It means that I will go further in the tournament, knowing that, you know, there's possible also night session. So, but I'm very happy.
Awesome. Fun match today. Good luck this week.
Well, there you go, the issue of the outfits solved. And don't forget, tonight's not just about entertainment and player preparations. We're also raising money for charity. Proceeds from tonight help disadvantaged kids across free tennis programs with equipment and a safe place to connect through sport. Your support helps the Australian Tennis Foundation ensure every kid has the chance to play and belong. Donate now at ausopen.com/ATF. Sam has joined me. Sam, that was, I think we've got to say, one of the most high quality practice matches that we've seen in recent times.
Look, if you just plot me out here at 1-1 in the first set, I would have thought it was a real match. It had that intensity, it had that, you know, kind of what you were looking for in a main draw match, and it was so exciting.
That's it. The drop shot in particular for Jannik, he'd be very happy with that tonight.
Absolutely. If that's something that is now implemented into his game permanently, he's going to have a very good chance at three-peating down here.
That's it. What else impressed you, Jannik? Obviously, all-court game is good, but Felix gave him a run for his money.
No, look, you expect a certain level with Jannik that he brings to the court every time. And for Felix, he did a great job tonight, taking a set off Jannik. I know it's practice, but that's got to make him feel good. He also fended off a ton of break points. I feel like for Felix, anytime he was down break points, the 30-all points, the deuce points, he was going for his shots, he was confident, so that's a good sign for him as well.
All right, just two of the big stars that we'll see get underway with play on Sunday for the tournament proper. Sam, thank you. We look forward to seeing Sam again soon. The Red Bull Baseline is coming up next on Rod Laver Arena. The AO opening ceremony featuring Roger Federer. That's tomorrow night. But tonight it was Jannik Sinner, the winner, in a match tiebreak.